Welcome to Silicon Valley Education News. I'm Kristen Fairchilds with Michelle Omari. Michelle, we're going to meet a very successful student athlete today.
So today we have Lauren Jacob, a third-time CCS winner. So can you tell us about the races?
Which races? The CCS race? Oh yeah, that's my favorite meet of the year. It's when everyone in the CCS section gets to come together. So I get to see a lot of my friends that I don't really see other times during the season. And it's great competition, and I always do well, which helps.
Lauren's a senior at Los Altos High and has been so successful throughout your career, even back when you were a freshman. How do you feel that you've grown as both a cross-country runner, a member of the cross-country and track and field teams, but also as a high school student?
When I came into my freshman year, there were a bunch of seniors who were the top runners on the team previously, so it definitely took both of us some getting used to for me being more of a leader on the team even as a freshman, and them taking a smaller role. And so it was definitely a learning experience, and it might not have been perfect freshman year, but I've definitely grown into that role as I've become a sophomore, junior, senior, and I'm very happy with that role now.
So Lauren, was there any difficulty in any of the races?
Well, every race is hard. You're always pushing yourself to the edge. A lot of mental toughness is needed. A lot of times you're physically fit and ready to run, but it's your mind that's holding you back. And so being able to keep that mental toughness and know that you can do better and you have the stamina to finish is a big part of it, and that's really hard sometimes for some runners to grasp.
I know back when Lauren was a junior, you were called the comeback kid. You had missed part of the season with plantar fasciitis or plantar fasciitis symptoms. How were you able to come back after missing such a chunk of the season and still defend your CCS title?
A lot of it had to do with all my coaches, all my family. They all supported me so much. You don't know how many times I came to them and just almost in tears, not knowing what to do, and they all helped me through it. And my wonderful physical therapist also helped me get healthy again. And it came back a little bit this year, but we knew how to deal with it. So I was back on the right track quicker, which was good.
I'm glad you had so many support, in the CCS races. How did you feel? Did you feel nervous, excited, happy? How did you feel?
Before the race, I'm always super nervous, but for whatever reason, this year I was more calm at the start of the race. So I was confident in what I could do, and there wasn't really any pressure on me to win. I wasn't favored to win, so I didn't have that pressure of oh my God, I have to win now. And so during the race, I was definitely more nervous because I actually saw that I had a chance of winning. So I was like, oh, will I do it? Will I not do it? And when I crossed the finish line, it was just awesome. It was so great. I wish I could relive it again.
I know that Crystal Springs is one of the toughest courses around in the state of California, and I think we have some footage from you competing both first at Golden Gate Park, then also at Crystal Springs. How do you feel the courses in the Bay Area are for cross country?
I think there's some great courses, especially this Lowell Invitational is one of my favorites. It's nice and flat, but it's also on a lot of grass. And then Crystal Springs is just so well known. It's a great cross country course. It's very, very hard. It has two awful hills, but it definitely tests you well as a runner, and I'm definitely very privileged to have run there. So. And
I believe Crystal Springs finishes uphill. How grueling is that?
It's not a huge hill, but it's definitely annoying. You have the last half mile is relatively flat, and then you're pretty flat with about 200, and it kind of increases at the very end, so it tests you to the very end.
What do you think about before a race starts?
I get this question asked a lot, and a lot of the times I don't remember. I'm just focusing on breathing and about just what's around me. I'm not really thinking about anything in particular. I just kind of zone out, and yeah.
How are you able to like mix in schoolwork, social life, and cross country? Like, how do you manage your time?
It's definitely a balance, but I have had a pretty good time balancing them all. I have a group of great friends who are also runners and do track and cross country with me, so they get it. And schoolwork, it definitely, there's some late nights in there, but I'm definitely getting enough rest, and I keep up my grades, which is the goal of any student athlete. So I think it's definitely a balance, but it's manageable.
What does the future hold for you, both in the spring, your final semester, your senior year, and also after high school graduation?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to track season. I think I have so much more room to improve in all of my events that I do, and so I'm really looking forward to getting in the training and seeing those results happen. And I'm looking forward to running in college as well, even though I don't know where that is quite yet.
You seem like such a fast runner. You must train hard. Like, how many days a week, or how do you train, and how long do you train?
I train 6 days a week with one rest day. That's typically on Sunday. And we do a mixture of easy runs, longer runs, and what we call workouts, or we sometimes do laps around the track at a quick pace, or go up in the hills and do some hill sprints, or maybe do a mile or two at a quicker pace, just to get us ready for those big meets.
When you're in the middle of the race, do you ever find your mind wandering to day-to-day tasks or something you're worrying about, and how do you bring it back to concentrating on the race and the course?
I don't think my mind wanders. I think when the times I am thinking, and I'm consciously thinking, it's about, okay, how much longer is left in this race? Or, okay, when am I going to make my move? How am I feeling? What's the smile going to be? What do I need to do to get the time I want? So it's mainly focused on the racing, so I don't really have to bring myself back a lot of times.
Do you have like any team rituals? Like before a race, do you guys do something?
Before some of our big meets, like the Stanford Invitational or CCS, we have pasta feeds. And so it's well known that runners need their carb load before a race. So we love to go to either someone's house or to a pasta restaurant. And we all eat pasta. Sometimes we give funny little speeches about how we're going to do great. And it's a blast. I love my team.
Speaking of that, what will you remember most about being a Los Altos Eagle and a member of the cross-country team?
I'll remember my team and all the girls and all the guys too that I've had the great pleasure of running with for as little as one, as most as 3 years. I love all of them so much, and they all support and help me, and we all make each other laugh and are there to give a hug if we need it. And yeah, I just love it.
You guys seem like have like a very close bond with each other.
Definitely.
And your coaching staff?
Yeah, we've had some years where we've been switching between coaches, and so it's been a journey, but we've found our place. And our coach right now is actually the dad, a very experienced dad of another senior on the team, and he's been doing a great job, and I think he definitely coached me well this year.
So, Lauren, we have another clip of the race in Crystal Springs. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So there's that uphill finish again, and yeah, which race was this again? This was the Crystal Springs Invitational. Yeah, that's a great mid-season meet. We get to run that CCS course, which is very important. Getting to know, getting familiar with it again. So you forget a lot of the nuances. So it's good to go there for a tune-up.
You're in a very tough league, the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League for cross country, and some of your opponents, fellow competitors, have gone on to great collegiate careers. Are there any that when you raced head to head against that you learned so much from?
I don't know if I learned so much from them while I was racing them, because we all know how to race, and we all have our own racing styles, and it's more what I learned after the race was done. When I was just a freshman, there were some seniors that were like, "Hey, you want to cool down with me?" And I thought that was so cool that they were welcoming me into this high school running community, and I strive to be that person now.
That's wonderful. How about preparation in the off season over the summertime? Are you working a lot harder training wise?
Well, after each season ends, I typically take a 2 or 3 week break, just give the legs a chance just to fully recover from anything. And then for the off season, we don't really do workouts. We build up a base mileage, so we typically only do longer runs or just runs in general, so no workouts. And sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but nothing too intense. But definitely building up that mileage so that once track season starts, we're already there.
So during the cross-country meets, what do you do about cramps? Like if you have a cramp and you're like in pain, what do you do about that?
Grin and bear it. That question is asked a lot. A lot of the freshmen coming in go, "Oh, I have a cramp," like in the middle of a workout, and they're like, "Oh, how do you get rid of it?" Well, you can try something, but it may or may not go away, so you kind of learn to live with it. But it ultimately makes you stronger.
So during any of the meets, like, can you tell us about your competitors?
Yeah, I love my competitors. I think running is such a unique sport where even if someone else beats you, like, you're always there to give a hug or say, "Oh, you did such a great job today," and "Oh, I wish you had done better." It's not like I used to play soccer, and sometimes after the game when you would shake hands, you could see people looking away or maybe not giving their full sportsmanship, and I've never experienced that in the running community ever. And I think that's something so great and so unique about just competitors and runners in general. So I'm very close with all of my competitors. I love them so much.
So it looks like we have ran out of time. Thank you for joining us, Lauren.
Thank you, guys.
And I would like to thank the group for being here. And would you like to say any words?
Yeah, Lauren, Jacob, thank you so much. Best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
In including track season.
Mike's down. Mike's down.